Hi everyone, my name is Paul Bartholomew, Associate Director of Ferrous Metals Research based in Melbourne, Australia. Our team looks at all the major steel markets, and one place we've been looking increasingly closely at this year is India. Most people who know anything at all about steel are aware that China is the world's largest steel producer, routinely making more than 1 billion tonnes of steel annually in recent years. But as huge as it is, China is starting to slow down its production. The focus in other countries and regions, Europe is a notable example, is about transforming the steel sector as part of the decarbonisation journey. India, on the other hand, is very much on a growth trajectory, with plans to reach 300 million tonnes a year of steelmaking capacity by the start of the next decade. And it doesn't want to stop there. The government has talked about one day reaching 500 million tonnes a year of capacity. Speaking at a major steel conference in April this year, Prime Minister Modi described steel as the backbone of modern economies. He said, "Steel was the strength behind every success story." At the moment, most of the planned new steel projects in India are blast furnaces. These are the operations that require metallurgical coal, iron ore and other raw materials. Not surprisingly, many international exporters of these raw materials are hoping India's growth will offset slowing demand in China in the years to come. One question we get asked from traders and producers of raw materials, coking coal in particular, is what kind of profit margins are Indian steel mills making? We have published mill margin estimates for China and Europe for some time, but have just launched our new India steel mill margin model. If you go to our website, you can find it in the Ferrous Research Spotlights section. Each month we will publish the Indian mill margins, along with our price forecast for Indian hot rolled coil and Indian steel capacity utilisation rates estimate. Firstly, regarding the mill margin estimate, we appreciate that every steelmaker has a different cost model. The steel mills are located in different parts of India, and that input costs can depend on a number of factors. Therefore, our mill margin should be viewed as a general industry estimate. It is not specific to any company or region. So that said, what did our mill margin model show was happening for steel mills in October? Well, according to our estimates, mill margins for hot rolled coil production via the blast furnace basic oxygen furnace route in India averaged 11,095 rupees in October. That's about $125. The margin was down 10% from the September average. In fact, October mill margins and HRC prices both fell to their lowest level since February this year. The declines for both measures can be attributed to subdued domestic demand for steel. Demand, of course, slows during the monsoon season, but it didn't really pick up during the festive season in October, which is traditionally a stronger time for steel prices in India. In fact, Indian buyers have been taking a cautious approach, and subsequently the market has been pretty quiet. In October, the total commodity input costs for hard coking coal, iron ore, shredded scrap, natural gas and electricity averaged around 25,000 rupees a tonne. The higher coking coal and iron ore prices offset declines in other input costs. Iron ore and coking coal costs rose 1.5% from September and accounted for 48.5% of the total cost to produce 1 tonne of HRC. If you'd like to know any more about our Indian steel mill margins, please contact us. That's all from me today, so many thanks for listening.